Arcade Hellraiser, and I'm gonna have to do this video. I'm gonna have to probably do a part of this video again, because basically this is only going to be the last couple of parts of the final boss of A6. It isn't going to be the full A6. Now what you've got here is the Brawler, who basically will jump in the air periodically and spread his arms in a certain manner. One of them will be for the tanks to soak damage to everybody else. One of them will be a single target large damage attack on either a DPS or a tank. And basically, it's very quick. Healers have to be on point. Some of the lower end, you're going to need to have enough HP to survive this. Now, this is actually the second of 4 different bosses that are on this fight. There are 4 different bosses on this fight. This is the second one. Now, the first one I'm going to have to pick up again at some point. Now, so basically we're now on to the third boss of this. Now, this is again spoilers, but this is A6. This is the Cuff of the Sun. Go fist, cuff, arm, burden. Kind of like an arm. Arm into the chest. We did have people die in both of the first 2 things, including the person who was trying to explain most of this. Now, for this third part of the fight, this third boss, this is just the platforms. Everyone will get a debuff, and it'll either be the star will either be low or high, and you have to figure out which one it is so that you go to the other one, because damage and vulnerability up will be inflicted on everyone that's on the wrong one, the one where the star is in the debuff logo at that point. I do like that. Unlike a lot of other people, I do like that they kept the same boss music for this. Looks like we've got somebody who is actually glamored as Vivi. Who, spoilers at least, appears to have some bit of a role in the in Hildebrand. So basically, yep, now here comes the thing. Height. Now this one is actually the higher one is the damage. Unfortunately, I miss it because the instruction actually was the wrong way around the first time. So I get a vulnerability up stack and about 5,000 damage, but the damage is taken care of and the error won't be made again, so the vulnerability stack will wipe off here in 60 seconds. It really is all about the platforms here in this third fight, so it's not really a hugely long fight. There is a bit of more of AoE here with some of those balls you see, but at the end of the day, this is actually simpler than the first 2. So now, of course, now we realize that the upper is the damaging part, so we go to the lower. But and that one actually is correct. Bioarithmetics, that's a tricky AoE there. Look out. That, of course, is another one I missed. That is a large damage and puts the stack back on. That circle, that gold circle AoE you saw. But easier than the first 2 we end up. So now, of course, height again. This one is up top side. And we successfully clear the third of the 4. Now the boss is equally all 4 of these, including last the Vortexer. So the Swindler's done. This this is a bit of a tell as to what, and especially if you saw the trailer, you know what's coming. So let me jump ahead a little bit, and we'll get into that final fight. Yeah, we don't clear it the first time. We actually do take a wipe there, because we did forget about one of the mechanics in the fight that I will show you here. Now, as you will see, our clear. This was a straight duty finder clear for A6. Now, one of the good things also is that each of the 4 battlefields for the 4 bosses of A6 is separately sealed. So once you win that one, you don't have to do it again. You do not have to do it again. It's one. So basically at this point, we have one fight to do. So the ready check is fired up as we are all getting our MP and all that kind of stuff back. And here we go. Now the first thing that the Vortexer will do is a bunch of AoE circles under several of the players. These are not only big time AoE, they are also fire damage circles that do about 3k a tick. They're not fun to deal with, so you have to avoid these. So there you go. Now you got 4 damage circles on the field, but it keeps going. Now, Super Cyclone will try to push you across those circles or through it to force the DOT. Now that water spout, that's important, because that water spout will damage somebody. Now you have to get one of these people with what was described by the person who explained it as the Shiva circles to freeze it. Again, Super Cyclone. Of course, those Shiva circles also create another damage circle effect, but that one's less time. Okay, now for why it's the Ultra Flash. This is another one of those line of sight, get behind the thing or everybody dies motifs. And we all get behind it and everybody survives. And effectively, it just starts sequencing. And again, it's a mechanics dance, but again, Elemental Jammer really is the first one you get. Not really 100% sure what that does here. Come the damage circles with the DOT. So that gets, there. There's the Super Cyclone. That's why I went on the other side, because all the damage circles were there. It doesn't blow you through the damage circles. There's the thing. So again, now we get that again. First off, I think it's on me. It's not. So it freezes the thing again, and now we're just waiting. Here comes Super Cyclone again. Whips right into the thing, and right down I go. Here's Ultra Flash again. So everybody's got to get behind there. Would have been a good time for a quick raise if possible, but not in this case, and somebody else dies because they don't see it come till far, far too late. There's the Swift Cast raise for me. And again, this is just the mechanics dance. This is the song and dance everybody's got to go through here on this last of the 4 parts, which will eventually Voltron into a Mega Robot in A8. Perhaps the boss of A7. I have not cleared A7 yet. Yeah, that Super Cyclone was just to me. I don't take the DOT buff, which is again about 3k a tick. It's not funny. You can see there is also some damage vulnerability up right immediately on the tanks. And again, I see it's actually 3 surrounding me. It's not on me in the first place, so I have to get a Super Cyclone again. Now I try to see where I can be blown back so I don't get that, and where the pillar is for Ultra Flash. I wanted to have a better look at this, but realistically I would have had to actually start my video a little sooner and split into 2 or 3 videos and hopefully get it back. But there's Ultra Flash, and oh, by the way, that's a tank and a DPS dead. 5% though, so at least I can blow the works for a couple 3%, and there's your win. 4 more pieces. Same thing before, 20 esoterics, 10 lore, 40 esoterics if you have a new person in the party. Well, that is it for this point. I'm going to sign off, get this thing up on YouTube, and get on the game. That finally catches me up with all my videos. So I will see you soon. Stargate Hellraiser, more from 3.2 coming.